strategies that I'm going to share, if you follow them, I am guaranteeing you in just 1 week, you'll see a big change. And by 1 month, you'll be at least 90% better from today. It took me a really long time to be able to speak properly and fluently in English and also work on my communication skills. In fact, there was a time when I could not even structure one full sentence in English without stopping or without thinking too much about it. And there's so many comments from you guys where you keep asking, how is your English so good? It's not something that I was born with. It's not something which I even had in my adulthood, and I worked really hard on making my English fluent and be able to speak without pausing too much. So in this video, I'm going to talk about 5 strategies that really helped me in working on my English, in my communication skills, and how you can do it too and become a fantastic communicator. For some context, I've spoken at 10 plus colleges before. All of the strategies that I'm going to share with you today are going to help you to speak confidently, to speak fluently, and to also speak sense like I did at all of these seminars and I continue to do in all of these YouTube videos. So the number one strategy that I'm going to recommend to each and every person here is to watch TV shows. Specifically, watch English TV shows. The reality is, you learn a lot of it by listening. When you were born, you didn't know any language. You heard your parents speak in Hindi. You probably heard your relatives speak in Hindi. And it's through them you were able to speak in a particular language. The same happens with people who are American or people who are Britishers. They learn their language by listening to the people around them. So if you want to learn to speak better English and to be a good communicator in English, you have to first sit down and listen to as many people speaking fluent English as possible. Now, watching TV shows is very easy. You're not really using your brain a lot to understand what's happening. You're probably watching something, they're going to do certain gestures and you'll understand it through their English what's happening. You can even use subtitles. Phrases like, I only see him once in a blue moon. Now, you wouldn't understand what it means if you just sit down and learn all of the metaphors. But if you learn it through TV shows or through engaging shows, the probability of you remembering that is quite high. So just sit down and watch a lot of TV shows. I would highly recommend SpongeBob SquarePants. Now I know you're gonna say that, oh, it's a very childish show, but when I was watching that show, I noticed that they use so many vocabulary words which are quite advanced, and they continue to use phrases and metaphors that I had never heard before. So honestly, just watching SpongeBob SquarePants, I was able to learn a lot of my English from there, and I was able to learn a lot of hard vocabulary words just through SpongeBob SquarePants. I would also recommend that you watch a lot of British comedies as well, because they use very specific English. Americans, they're very laid back when it comes to using proper grammar, but Britishers are a little more particular when it comes to using proper grammar. And that can overall help you in having a good conversational English and also a good professional English. Let's come to the second strategy that really helped me a lot, and that is using synonyms. There are certain words that we continue to use in our daily language. In fact, there are 100 most common words that we use every single day in our English language. So if you learn the synonyms for all of those words, harder and good synonyms, you automatically sound a lot better. Let me give you an example. Let's say you use the word good a lot. So you want to say, he's a very good person. So instead of using the word good, you can use its synonyms. You can go on Google and search good or kind synonyms because you're using it in the context of it being kind. So I'm going to do exactly that in front of you. I'm going to go on Google and I'm going to search for good synonyms. And I've gotten an extensive list. One is compassionate. It's not a word that we use very often, but it means the same as good, or generous, or hospitable, amiable. We've got some other words as well: accommodating, well-meaning, hospitable, magnanimous, indulgent, well-intentioned. So instead of using a very drab vocabulary, see how I use the word drab here instead of common? You can use synonyms to convey the same point and you end up sounding a lot better. One thing which everybody always tells me is that I have great vocabulary, and I was able to build that vocabulary not by reading books. By the way, I love reading books, but by using these synonyms on a regular basis. Every day I pick up one new word and learn a synonym of it, and I try to use it every single day. To make things easier for you, I'm sharing out a PDF which has 100 most common English words along with a wide variety of synonyms that you can use in your daily language. Seriously, just pick out 5 words every single day and learn the synonyms, and I'm guaranteeing you in just 1 week, your English is going to sound so good and your communication skills are going to be even better. Let's come to the third hack, which is quite easy, and that is using a lot of filler words. I want you to watch this video by the Zepto founder.
Looking at my example as well, I'm all of 20 years old, working 80 to 100 hours a week, and to build a grocery company, there must be something a little bit wrong with me, right? I think that's, and that's probably attributed to the fact that we're, just so deep into building out this company.
Noticed how often did he use the word So, these are called filler words. When we're nervous or when we don't know what to say, we often use these words as a way to bridge the gap. And using filler words often takes away your credibility. Just using the word and, so, like, it just takes away the essence of what you wanted to say. Now, Zepto's founder, he's quite famous, so most people know about him. But if people don't know your work and you use a lot of filler words when you're conversing your point, it just takes away authority. Instead of using filler words, just take a pause. What I like to do is I just go on Google and I go to this website called Random Word Generator. And now here, I'm gonna look for a random word, something which I haven't seen before. So the word that I've gotten is land. It's a very tough word to speak about. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna speak it 2 times. The first time I'm gonna speak, I'm gonna make a lot of sense, but I'm gonna use a lot of filler words. And the second time that I speak, I'm gonna use no filler words, but I'm gonna speak bullshit. And you tell me which one sounds more authoritative. When I think of the word land, I think of my country, which is India. And India is, this beautiful place with a lot of food. And I really like food, and I love the food that we get in India. When I think of homeland again, I think of all the soil that we have in our country and all the agriculture that you can do. Honestly, I was feeling so cringe just speaking like that, but this is how I used to speak before, and this is how most people speak when they start out their journey. What I want to do now is not use any filler words. I'm gonna speak something really random related to land and not use filler words. You'll see a big difference in the way it sounds. When I think of the word land, I'm generally thinking about soil. Soil is such an important part and aspect of our lives. Soil is everywhere. You see it while you're walking to your favorite grocery store, or maybe you see it while you're walking to your school. You essentially see sand and soil all around you without even realizing. And most people from India can relate. There's just too much dust in our houses. So when I think of the word land, I'll always just think about sand or soil. Did you notice how absurd the topic was? And I was just talking about soil and sand, but I conversed it in a way that it sounded like I was very sure of myself. So a lot of times, even when you don't know what you're talking about, if you speak it in a self-assured manner and you don't use filler words, you automatically sound a lot more authoritative and people want to listen to you. Whenever you feel the urge to use a filler word, just take a pause. It does not sound unnatural. It sounds like you're giving the audience some time to think about what you've said. You can even use this for job interviews and for panel discussions. Let's come to the next strategy that really helps when it comes to communicating properly, and that is joining a Toastmasters club. A lot of people tell you to speak in front of a camera or to speak in front of a mirror. While these are amazing strategies, something which I would also recommend, a lot of times what happens is you're able to speak really well in front of the mirror, or you're really able to speak well in front of the camera. But when it comes to facing an audience, all of a sudden you feel shy. And joining a Toastmasters club is going to really help you with that. when you speak in front of an audience, automatically a lot of that nervousness goes away one by one. Now, what is a Toastmasters Club? It's a completely free club that you can join, and you have these thing called table topics where you're given a topic right at that moment and you have to speak about it for 1 full minute or 2 minutes if you can. Now imagine this, it's a completely free club to join. You get free feedback from all of the people there and you get to work on your communication skills as well. This is something which I would highly recommend. I've been to so many Toastmasters meetings and it has helped me so much in developing a good fluent English. How do you join this club? You just go on Google, search up Toastmasters next to where you live. I live in Gurgaon, so I just searched Toastmaster Club in Gurgaon and I got 5 different options and joined that up. So if you live in Delhi, you can search for Delhi. If you live in Mumbai, a specific place in Mumbai, Andheri or Navi Mumbai, you can search for that and you'll find a club for sure. If you're very shy about going in person, you can even go for online meetings. It's quite versatile that way. I am guaranteeing you one Toastmasters meeting, just try speaking the table topics at least twice and you'll see a big change the next time you go for it. In fact, my first table topic was so bad, I could not even speak for the full 1 minute. I got so shy and so nervous, I just ended it in the middle. But my 10th Toastmasters speech, when I had with the table topics, it was so much better. Everybody complimented my vocabulary. Everybody said that I sounded so fluent and I sounded professional. Now, I can give out a lot more strategies than these to work on your communication skills, but I think these are my top 5 which are really going to help you in becoming a good speaker. If you just work on these few strategies, I am guaranteeing you in just 1 week you're going to be a phenomenal speaker. All it takes is a little bit of determination, a little bit of consistency, and you can become a good speaker. I just gave 10 to 20 minutes every single day when it came to speaking and I was able to become a really good speaker. I wouldn't say I'm the best, there's still a lot that I need to work on, but I'm getting there. Just by working on these strategies, every single day you keep getting better and in 1 year you will sound like a professional speaker. That is for a fact.